dramatic scenes in Saudi Arabia, fire at an oil depot. Our Formula One reporter Craig Slater here with me, and you've got a development, so tell us.
Yes, in the last few seconds, Mike, I've had confirmation from a Saudi source that this was, in fact, a deliberate attack. I've got a statement from the Saudi motorsport company, which is the promoter of this event, effectively the local company which look after the track and promote this event. As we look at images of this oil installation which was set ablaze during the first practice session today. It's 12 miles away from the circuit in Jeddah, 22 kilometres. And this is what the Saudi Motorsport Company have had to say. They say, we are aware of the attack on the Aramco distribution station in Jeddah earlier this afternoon. The race organisers remain in direct contact with the Saudi security authorities as well as F1 and the FIA to ensure all necessary security and safety measures continue to be implemented to guarantee the safety of all visitors to the Formula One Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, as well as all drivers, teams and stakeholders. It goes on to say the race weekend schedule will continue as planned. The safety and security of all our guests continues to be our main priority, and we look forward to welcoming fans for a weekend of premium racing and entertainment. Just to repeat, that's from the Saudi Motorsport Company, who are the promoters, the company that runs this particular event. So not from the FIA or Formula One as yet, but they obviously have close links to the Saudi government. And that's the first time we've heard from a Saudi source that this was indeed an attack. Earlier in the day, we had Reuters and the Associated Press reporting that this blaze had, and the explosion, the responsibility for it had been claimed for the Houthi rebel group, who are one faction in this ongoing conflict we have in the Yemen. We have effectively themselves backed by Iran largely in a kind of civil war against the official government of Yemen, which is backed by a Saudi-led coalition. And indeed, over the last few years, there have been a number of these rocket attacks, but the Houthi rebels themselves had claimed responsibility for that attack today.
OK, so big decisions for the FIA to make. We saw practice 2 delayed. What was said within those 15 minutes?
Stefano Domenicali, Formula One's president, and we should distinguish Formula One from the FIA. The FIA is the governing body that looks after the refereeing, safety at circuits and kind of racing matters. Formula One, of whom Stefano Domenicali is the chief executive and president, is the commercial rights holder. So they run the business and effectively put on the shows. It's they who choose where to go, for example. It was he who called the meeting with all team bosses in advance of the second practice session, causing it to be slightly delayed, explaining to them what I've outlined in that statement from the race promoters themselves, and explaining to them as well that it was his intention for the event to carry on. Indeed, after the initial fire and explosion which was observed at the circuit, we saw our Sky Italy colleagues Mara San Giorgio reporting live from the track in some of the images we showed you at the top of the hour. First practice continued, and indeed we held full Formula 2 qualifying sessions. So Formula One was aware of these rocket attacks. There had been one or two, some targeting Jeddah in the run-up to this event, and has been assured that the security measures Saudi Arabia has put in place are adequate for them to continue with this event. So as things stand, that is still the position.